Hodgepodge of materials. We've got chain link on the left. We've got rock and mortar at the rear. We've got CMU, which is a skim coated cinder block at the front, and then we have some top metal sections. There are some issues with our rock and mortar back by the pool equipment. We've got definitely some good signs of movement, loose rock, missing rock. And then throughout the right of the property, there's a lot of mortar issues, and it's just because the trees are planted so close to the walls. Over the years, the root systems will cause slight movement. The grout will start to kind of crack out. So the main concern is going to be by the pool equipment. We can take a look at that when we head over. Garage, we've got a busted lower panel. 1, 2, all the way through. So we've got actually 2 lower ones. When it's closed, you can see it's bowed out a bit. So what happens is when we have issues with our braces here, it puts a lot of stress on the door. We get sag on it. And it puts a lot of stress on the door system. So we'll be making notes of that. There is an attic space in the mother-in-law suite or our guest suite here. Directly on the other side of this wall. So one thing that I'm checking while I'm in there is to make sure that we have proper fire separation and that we're up to code there. So we've got 5/8 type X drywall. We've got fire stop caulking at any penetration. So we look good there. Panel here. There's a few comments that I'm going to make about our electrical sizing and stuff like that. So 125 coming to the property. With a lot of our added stuff, we've got 2 washers, 2 water heaters. We've got a lot of juice being pulled from our power. So 125 is really on the low end for all of that consumption. And then what they've done, they've kind of just added additional breakers and panels and stuff like that. So for example, the wiring heading over to this panel is a 70 amp size, 70 amp breaker in our sub panel. And then as it comes here, it goes into a 100 amp breaker. So the sizing at our wire gauge and breaker size just doesn't line up as it should in a couple areas. So we'll be making comments about that.
Could that overload our sub panel?
There's a possibility of that. Yeah. So generally, you want to have all your breaker sizing the same. As the wire gauging. So part of what I did today was I tried to max things out. As I went through, I turned everything on and I just left it on. So really, I've got everything running in the home. And then I do thermal scanning of our panels and stuff like that. So I'm not really getting any signs of overheating or immediate concerns, but these are just going to be some things that we put in our report that weren't done exactly right, which is a lot of times the case. So our